Welcome in, everyone, and welcome. Day 2 here in Marietta, Florida of this 2017 AAA Traditional Division State Tournament. As we have our first game of the day, we're a little delayed. We were supposed to start at 10 a.m., but a 5-hour rain delay has us starting now around 3 o'clock. But it's time for baseball, and we should get this game and the rest of the games in as long as Mother Nature cooperates with us. We hope that she does, and we're able to get our next 3 games in. This game is going to be a loser's bracket game between West Volusia and Sebring. Yesterday, West Volusia fell to Holmes County by a score of 10-0, and Sebring fell to South Sumter by a score of 16-15. So that heads us to this elimination game between these two teams. Sebring is your visiting team. West Volusia is your home team. We'll go through the starting lineup. First for Sebring, leading off number 3, Benny Bakar. Number 99, Brody Hall. Number 8 Arnon. Number 91, Cole Travers. 00, Dalton Todd. Number 18, Josh Morgan. Number 17, Chaz Waltman. Number 26, Nelson Morales. Number 9, Chase Vaughn. Number 2, Jamarcus Gomez. Number 7, Roman Giovanetti. And number 45, Blaine Humphrey. Starting off on the mound for West Volusia's number 5, Aiden Neal. He will get the start today. Sebring, some good offense and bad offense in their first game against South Sumter. They were shut out for the first 3 innings, or the first 2 innings, and then in the 3rd inning they scored 10 runs, and then scored 4 in the 6th, but fell 16-15. So up and down day for this Sebring offense. They'll try to turn it around and maybe play more consistent here against West Volusia. West Volusia struggled on the offensive side against Holmes County, where they lost 10-0 in 4 innings, and they were unable to plate any runs. So they'll definitely need to get the bats going if they want to continue on in this state tournament. The winner of this game will face the loser of Spring Hill American and either Holmes County or South Sumter. That game will be tomorrow at 11. The winner of this whole tournament goes on to the World Series. So some big games coming up as these two teams look to battle through the losers bracket and try to make some noise at the end of this tournament. They're going to have to get a win here if they want to do that. Loser goes home. Winner gets to keep on playing here in Marietta. Happy to have you with us on JockJive.com. I'm Anthony Crum. We hope you're with us for the rest of the day. I hope you're enjoying the coverage. If you know anyone out there on the field, you can text that shout-out number that's on your screen, 410-903-2715. That's 410-903-2715. And that shout-out will come right to me, and I'll read it out over the air so these players know that you're watching them. All of our games are archived, so that these players can go back after and watch them. And we're ready for baseball. Benny Bakar, number 3, comes up to the plate, so make sure you let me know who you are, who you're rooting for, and where you're rooting from, so these players know that you said in the shout-out after the game, and our game starts off with a ball to Benny Bakar from Aiden Neal. Second pitch right there for strike 1. Neal did not get any time on the mound in the first game for West Volusia. We saw James Shemensky and SA pitch on the mound against Holmes County. Bakar swings to another one. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bakar struck out in the first, singled in the 3rd, and flew out in the 3rd, and singled in the 5th in his game yesterday against South Sumter. So this one fouled off to the side. So he was 2 for 4 on the day. Trying to keep that 5 average and maybe bumping up a little bit with a hit here. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bakar. Ball inside, ball 2. 2-2 the count. Top of the first, no outs. Here in Mariana, start of day 2, strike 3. Bakar goes down, lunging for that pitch. First out of the inning. That brings up Brody Hall. Brody Hall failed to get a hit yesterday. He flew out in the first, walked in the third, grounded out in the fourth, and grounded out in the fifth. This one is a hot shot to left field, and it's going to fall in front of West Volusia's left fielder for a single. So Brody Hall starts it off with a single here. And a one-out hit for Sebring as they look to put some early runs on the board. They brings up the left fielder, number 8, Arnon. As Aiden Neal tries to put the leadoff 0 on the board, we'll see if he can keep that runner, Brody Hall, at first base. After the one-out single, Arnon also failed to get a hit yesterday. He was 0 for 1. He had 3 walks and a strikeout in the fourth. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes. Both the pitches over Arnon's head. Ball 3, too low. Arnon ahead in the count. 3 balls, no strikes. The left fielder for Sebring might be prepared to draw his 4th walk of this tournament. Strike 1. Happy to have you with us even after our 5-hour rain delay. Hope you enjoy coverage of this whole tournament here on JockJive.com as Arnon walks. Moving Brody Hall to second base. And Arnon takes first. That brings up the catcher, number 91, Cole Travers. Travers reached on an error in the third, struck out in the fourth, and walked in the yesterday. This one gets to the backstop, and both of Sebring's base runners are able to advance. That puts 2 in scoring position now for Sebring with just 1 out. Cole Travers has a chance to give Sebring the early lead. 1 ball, no strikes. This one too low and outside for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to Sebring's number 91, Cole Travers. 2 in scoring position, ball 3. Too high and inside. Standing on third base, Brody Hall on second, Nate Arnon, Cole Travers ahead in the count 3-0. As since that first strikeout, Aiden Neal struggling to find the strike zone. Ball 4, Travers walks on 4 pitches. Bases loaded for Sebring, 1 out. Brings up the 5th batter in this lineup, 0-0, Dalton Todd. He grounded out in the second, walked in the third, grounded out in the fourth, and reached on an error in the 6th in yesterday's 16-15 loss to South Sumter. A lot of walks by Sebring the other day. They didn't pick up too many hits. The bottom of the order really produced for them in that game. Top of the order was the ones struggling to get the hits but picking up walks. This pitch too high to Travers. Actually, not Travers. Travers is on first. This is Dalton Todd, 0-0. Just starting off our game here. Top of the first. 1 out for Sebring, but they've loaded up the bases here after a single and 2 walks. This pitch outside. The count is 3 balls, no strikes on Todd. That's 7 straight balls in a row thrown by Aiden Neal as he's struggling to find the strike zone for West Volusia in this elimination game. There's a strike on Todd as Neal feathered that one over the plate. The loser of this game is eliminated. The winner will go on to face the loser of Spring Hill American and either South Sumter and Holmes County, the game that's set to come up after this. Todd swings away at the 3-1 pitch, fouls it back. The count is full. For as much as Neal has struggled in this first inning, a strikeout right here would do dandies for West Volusia, giving them their second out. We'll see if he can find the strike zone, and he does. Todd goes down swinging for the second out. Second strikeout of the inning for Sebring, and brings up number 18, Josh Morgan. He grounded out in the second, singled in the third, flew out in the fifth, and singled in 2 runs in the sixth yesterday. So he was hitting yesterday. We'll see if he can continue that today as he watches strike one. As Neal tries to get out of this bases loaded jam. He's picked up 1 out. He needs to get 1 more. This one gets behind the catcher, though. Sebring plates their first run. Brody Hall scores from third. The 2 other Sebring runners all advance. So second and third, 2 outs. Sebring breaks the scoreless tie with the pass ball. Neal is going to have to recompose himself now after giving up that first run. The count on Morgan, 1-1. Morgan plays third base for this Sebring team. This one outside, a good stop by the catcher though. 2 balls, 1 strike. You can get out of a bases loaded jam only giving up 1 out. That would give a major lift to West Volusia. With the way they were hitting yesterday, you don't want to fall too far behind, but now it's 3-1. Although it's okay to give up a walk now, they do have an empty base. Trying to steal home is Nate Arnon, and the play made at the plate. West Volusia gets out of the bases loaded jam, only giving up 1 run. Josh Morgan will have another plate appearance to start off our next inning as he didn't get to complete his. The score is Sebring 1, West Volusia 0. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Leading off for West Volusia will be number 3, Isabella Laureano. We haven't gone through West Volusia's lineup yet, so let's do that real quick. Leading off is Isabella Laureano. Then number 7, Jetsil Robles, but we'll call him JJ. Number 5, pitcher Aiden Neal. Number 34, Enford Sase. Number 10, Messiah Connor. Number 2, Jorge Lagarreta. Number 88, Cameron Bates. Number 8, James Shemensky. Number 11, Curtis Warren. Number 12, Isaiah Cruz. Number 4, Tyler Owens. And 00, Kyle Yases. As West Volusia comes up for their first time at the plate in this day, taking the mound for this game for Sebring to lead off will be number 18, Josh Morgan. The normal third baseman for Sebring gets the start on the mound. Shows off the long blonde locks for this Sebring team. And he will take his practice pitches as West Volusia comes to the plate. West Volusia struggled yesterday in their 10-0 loss to Holmes County. They only picked up 1 hit in that game, and that was a single by J.J. Robles in the 4th inning. And he got thrown out at second base when he was trying to stretch that single into a double. Actually, they got 2 hits, another hit at the end of the 4th inning by Messiah Connor. But other than that, a lot of strikeouts for this West Volusia team. They actually loaded the bases in the 1st inning of that game against Holmes County after 2 walks and a hit by pitch. But Jorge Lagarreta struck out to end that inning, and that was the last time you really saw this West Volusia team threaten Holmes County. We'll see if they can turn up the offense today against Sebring in this elimination game. Sebring leading this one 1-0 after they loaded the bases with just 1 out. And a pass ball brought home Brody Hall. But after that, the door was closed on the Sebring offense. Batting first for West Volusia, Isabel Laureano. She had 2 at-bats yesterday, struck out both times in the first and the third inning. And she takes strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on Laureano. She makes contact, flared to Sebring's second baseman, brought down for the flyout. That's a quick first out for Sebring's Josh Morgan on the mound. That brings up J.J. Robles, the catcher, number 7 for West Volusia. He tries to lay down a bunt. He's got a lot of speed, but that one rolls foul for strike 1. Is the only one that picked up a hit one of the only 2 people that picked up a hit in yesterday's game. Actually was the first hit for West Volusia. That came in the 4th. Robles bunts this one, and again it goes foul. Strike 2. He's definitely a burner, can get up first base line really quick. Any bunt that he lays in play would probably be a single, but just struggling to get this one in play right now. And he's down 0-2. Josh Morgan looking for his first strikeout. Swung on, pop up. This one's going to get foul, but a play made. But hits the ground. Almost made by the catcher of Sebring behind the plate in foul territory, but he couldn't bring it down. Behind the plate, number 91, Cole Travers. Couldn't catch the Robles foul, so the count stays 0-2 as Robles stays alive. This one dusts him off the plate for ball 1. We're in the bottom of the first inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, but strike 3, Robles goes down looking as the pitch from Morgan catches the outside corner for the second out. That brings up pitcher versus pitcher battle. Number 5, Aiden Neal steps in. Neal walked in the first, grounded out in the 4th yesterday. West Volusia still looking for their first run of this state tournament. And Neal down 0-1 as he swings through the first pitch. Thank you for joining us on JockJive.com, even with the delays. Happy to have you in. Ball 1 on Neal. Hope you're enjoying all the coverage from all the fields, all the state tournaments here in Marianna. If you've been with us for the other Dixie Youth State tournaments, we thank you for that. Strike 2 on Neal is finding the strike zone early and often is Josh Morgan for Sebring. West Volusia in danger of going 3 up, 3 down. Another ball, 2-2 the count. Although shut out yesterday, they only went 3 up, 3 down 1 time in that game against Holmes County. That came in the 3rd inning. Ball 3 on Neal. The count now full. Payoff pitch coming from Josh Morgan. Can he end the inning or will it go on? Strike 3 looking. Neal goes down without a swing. A flyout and 2 strikeouts for West Volusia takes us to the top of the 2nd, with Sebring leading by a score of 1-0. Leading off for Sebring will be number 18, Josh Morgan, the man you just saw mound. I don't want you to forget to like JockJive on Facebook and to follow us on Twitter. We're trying to reach 10,000 Facebook likes and 1,000 Twitter followers this summer, and we need your help to get there. And when you like us on Facebook, we keep you updated on scores, schedules, game status, and so much more. So go to JockJive.com and follow the shortcut to social media, or simply put JockJive in the search engine of Facebook or at us on Twitter. Don't forget that you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, as that's where you can find the archives, or you can just go like you're watching this game and find them on JockJive.com. Either way, after the game, your kid can go on and watch how they did out on the field. Could be a good learning experience to be able to watch yourself, so we're happy to bring that service to you also along with the live coverage here from Marianna. Got one game going on to my left, and then another game starting a little bit later at 4 o'clock. That'll be an O-Zone game. This is AAA Minor State Tournament Traditional. To my left is the B Division. The winner of this tournament will go on to play in the World Series and represent Florida in this Dixie Youth Baseball Division. So some big stakes on the line for these two teams as they try to battle their way through the loser's bracket to get back to the end. Josh Morgan didn't get to finish his at-bat last time at the plate after the final out was made at home base. So he's going to come up and try to lead off this inning with a hit. They plated 1 run after loading the bases with just 1 out in that first inning, and they're looking for more here as we head to the second. We play 6 innings here in Marianna in this division. Unless we hit a run rule, the run rules for this division is 15 runs anywhere at the end of an inning, anywhere from the first to the third inning, or if we get after 4 or later, 10 runs after an inning. No, it's just a 1-run lead now, so we're nowhere near that, but just for your information, in case you're watching some other games or we get late in this one. First pitch gets behind Morgan for ball 1. Leading off the second inning, returning to the mound for West Volusia is Aiden Neal. Did a good job to get out of that bases-loaded jam. With only 1 out, only gave up 1 run, keeping West Volusia in this one. 1-0 pitch. This one also over the head of Morgan for ball 2. First 2 pitches not close for Neal. He's got to lock in and find the zone. 2 balls, no strike, says Neal. Bends over and gets set. 2-0 pitch. This one over the heart of the plate, swung on by Morgan. It goes foul, though. He's a little late on it. 2-1 the count. Since the rain is cleared, it's actually not that bad of a day here in Marianna. A little bit cooler. There's no direct sunlight as it's still very overcast. So not too hot of a day for these players out here. Good weather for baseball. Ball 3 on Morgan as Sebring is 1 pitch away from having the leadoff batter on. 2 batters walked in that first inning. Brody Hall was the one that came around to score after he hit the 1-out single. This one hit sharply down the left field line, but goes foul. Morgan a little early on that pitch, and the count now full. Full count on Josh Morgan, number 18 for Sebring. Full count pitch, too far inside. Morgan takes his base with the free pass. Leadoff walk. Puts the runner on. That brings up number 17, Chaz Waltman. Waltman struck out in the second, doubled in 2 runs in the third, struck out in the 5th, and flew out in the 6th yesterday. So a 1-for-4 day for Waltman. Strike 1, Waltman way ahead of the first pitch. Morgan staying close to first. Not trying to steal yet. He's got some wheels out there though, so we may see him take off. Second pitch, low away for a ball. The shout-out number, don't forget, it's on your screen, 410-903-2715, so you can let these players know that you're watching them. This one gets away from Neal, heads to the backstop. Easy base for Josh Morgan. Makes the count 2 balls, 1 strike to Waltman. Just tell me who you are, who you're rooting for, and where you're rooting from if you send in the shout-out, so these players will know later that you were watching them. Backstop. And Morgan's able to take third again with no throw. So a runner one base away from doubling the score for Sebring after 2 wild pitches. 2-1 the count on Waltman. 2-1 pitch outside. That's ball 4. They must have missed the ball there. So that was actually 3-1. Ball 4. Waltman takes his base. Runners at the corners now for Sebring. That brings up number 26, Nelson Morales. Morales had 3 at-bats yesterday. He singled in the 3rd, struck out in the 3rd, and singled in the 5th. Taking second base is Waltman, as that puts 2 in scoring position for Morales. Still no outs here in the top of the 2nd. Sebring looking to add on to their 1-0 lead. Morales hits one up the middle. West Volusia is going to throw home. There's no play at home. Then they're going to try to get the Sebring runner in between 2nd and 3rd, and he just loops his way around the tag, and he's going to be safe. It looks like they had Waltman dead to rights, but he kind of just sidestepped the tag and got home safely. That's a single and an RBI for Morales. West Volusia tried to come home with that throw of getting the sure out at first base. And it came back to bite them. The score 2-0. Sebring over West Volusia as the first pitch to Vaughn is a strike. There's still a runner at 2nd and 3rd. No outs here in the top of the 2nd. Vaughn hits one down the right field line. That one lands. 1 run comes in. 2nd one coming in. Vaughn slides into 2nd easily with a no-out double that plates 2 runs. 2 RBI double for Chase Vaughn. Doubles Sebring's lead. The score now 4-0 in the top of the 2nd. No outs. That brings up Jamarcus Gomez. He singled and struck out yesterday. This one gets away from the catcher. Taking off for third base is Vaughn, and he's there without a throw. Sebring starting to get the offense going here in this 2nd inning. Have already plated 3 runs. Swung over. That pitch was Gomez. We're here in the top of the 2nd. Sebring has plated 3 in this inning, and they lead West Volusia by a score of 4-0. This elimination game, winner moves on. Loser goes home. 2 balls, no strikes on Gomez. Chase Vaughn hit that first pitch, so I didn't get to tell you about his day yesterday. Was one of the best hitters for Sebring. He went 3 for 3. This one, dribbler in front of the plate. West Volusia tries to go home, but getting in under the tag is Vaughn. RBI single for Gomez, and Sebring leads 5-0. Bottom of the order is what did it yesterday for Sebring, and they're coming through here again. As that brings up Roman Giovanetti. He flew out yesterday in the 3rd. Number 7 bats with no outs and a runner on first as Sebring leads West Volusia by a score of 5-0. Shout out to Brody Hall of Sebring. Go Sebring from Nana and Papa in Dover, Florida. Thank you for the first shout out of the day. Giving love to Brody Hall, number 99 of Sebring, who scored the first run in the top of the 1st for Sebring. This one gets past the catcher. Taking off for 2nd is Jamarcus Gomez, and he's there with no throw. Scoring position again for Sebring as number 7, Roman Giovanetti, stands at the plate with no outs in the top of the 2nd. Strike on Giovanetti. 1-1 the count. If you want to send in a shout out like that one, the number's on your screen, 410-903-2715, and I'll make sure to get that shout out there for you. Just tell me who you are, who you're rooting for, and from. Full count on Giovanetti. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Too high, ball 4. Giovanetti takes his base. Still no outs here in the top of the second. Sebring has 2 on again. For the last batter in the Sebring order, number 45, Humphrey. Humphrey had 1 at bat yesterday and he walked. First pitch inside on Humphrey for ball 1. Sebring plated 1 run in the first. They've plated 4 already here in the second and threatening for more. Aiden Neal struggling out on the mound for West Volusia to get some outs. Needs 1 in the worst way here in this second inning, as that's ball 2 on Humphrey. Both Sebring batters take their base. The ball gets into the outfield. Hustling for home is Jamarcus Gomez, and Giovanetti makes it to third. 6-0 Sebring as they threaten some more, and we're going to have a conference now on the. So Gomez scores that run from second base as Sebring tries to double steal, and confusion out there on defense for West Volusia. The ball gets into the outfield. Gomez scores. Giovanetti ends up at third base, and Sebring leads this one 6-0 here with no outs in the second, and there's going to be a pitching change for West Volusia. Coming to the mound is number 88, Cameron Bates. This is Bates' first time pitching for West Volusia in this tournament. As he tries to pick up some outs here in the top of the second, as Sebring has brought home 5 already. West Volusia still hasn't recorded an out, and Sebring is threatening with a runner on third base. Let's go, Sebring. Sissy loves you. 00 Dalton Todd. Give it your all, baby. Watching all the way from Texas. We thank you for watching from halfway across the United States. And that's our first state outside of Florida on the board today, as we'll write down Texas as we try to collect, or at least I do, collect as many states as possible from outside of Florida. So thank you for watching all the way from Texas. Let's go, Cameron Bates. Grandpa Ron from DeLand, Florida is watching your game. You guys can do this. Cameron Bates, now the new pitcher for West Volusia, so we'll see how he does on the mound, as he needs to slow down this Sebring team here in Marianna. If West Volusia wants to have a chance. Good to see shout-outs coming in from both sides. If you want your very own DVD of any game broadcast during this year's Florida-Dixie Youth AAA Division State Tournament, simply email info@JockJive.com and we'll get the process started for you. DVDs are $10 per game, plus shipping and handling. That's info@JockJive.com. Blaine Humphrey returns to the plate for Sebring before the top of the lineup comes back up here in the second inning. The first pitch swung on, hit to the left side of the infield, and it pops out of the glove of the shortstop for West Volusia. And that's going to be an error on West Volusia's shortstop. And safely in on base is Blaine Humphrey. Runners at the corners now with nobody out. That brings up the top of the order Benny Bakar. He watches strike one. Taking second with no throw is Humphrey. Sure, if you want to send in a shout out, text it in to 410-903-2715. This pitch outside gets away from the catcher. Hustling in from third is Gomez, and he's going to be in there safely. That ball gets away from the catcher, but no play is made at third base. 7-0 Sebring over West Volusia. Making it into third place is Blaine Humphrey. Let's go West Volusia from the Hosbin family in Deltona and Pennsylvania. Another state to put on the board. So we now have Texas and Pennsylvania to add to our list. Sebring leading 7-0 over West Volusia. Still no outs here in the top of the second. Benny Bakar swings and hits one to center field. The play is going to be made out there in center field, but tagging up from third base is Humphrey for the 8th run on the board for Sebring. Sac fly for Bakar, first out of the second, makes the score Sebring 8, West Volusia 0. And that'll bring up Brody Hall, who scored the first run of this game in the top of the first. Number 99 singled in his first plate appearance. Good play made out there in center field by West Volusia's center fielder to give us our first out. Big out for Cameron Bates as he tries to get out of this inning. This one hit high in foul territory, but it's going to land right in front of West Volusia's dugout for a foul. Brody Hall will go back to home plate. Aiden Neal made it through one full inning, gave up 6 runs for this West Volusia team. The Lake Charlotte Posse cheering on Brody, Chase, and Blaine. Nice work, boys. Cheering on the Sebring side of things. This is a hot shot past the shortstop. That's going to be a single for Brody Hall as he made great contact with that one and hit it into left field. A one-out single for Brody Hall gets the rally started again for Sebring. That's going to bring up Nate Arnon, who walked in his first plate appearance. We'll see how he does against the right-hander. Cameron Bates out there on the mound for West Volusia. He swings at the first pitch, fouls it into foul territory, and it's going to get out of play for strike one. Thank you all for participating so far in this broadcast. We've gotten quite a few shout-outs so far. If you want to send in your own, 410-903-2715. Just tell me who you are, who you're rooting for, and where you're rooting from. We've gotten 2 states outside of Florida so far, so that's exciting. Texas and Pennsylvania. Put them on the board. As testing the Sebring catcher is Brody Hall as he's dancing out between first and second, but he eventually just heads back to first. This pitch is a strike into Arnon as a nice curveball there from Cameron Bates ties Arnon up for strike 2. One-two pitch too high for ball 2. 2-2 the count on Arnon. The left fielder for Sebring takes his second plate appearance with his team leading 8-0. Arnon swings on this one, pops it straight up. Bates ranges over to the side to bring down the pop fly from Arnon for the second out. Good job. Great defensive play there by Bates to make the catch and look the runner off at first That brings up the catcher for Sebring, number 91, Cole Travers, who's going to bat with 2 outs and a runner on first. Sebring leading by a score of 8-0. The first pitch too far outside for ball 1. This pitch hugs the plate. Taking second is Sebring's number 99, Brody Hall. The throw looked to have been there in time, but a little to the left of the bag, and it got away from the shortstop. So in there safely is Hall with the stolen base. That's a runner in scoring position for Sebring. But it looks like timeout was actually called, and they're going to send Brody Hall back to first. Not sure if they called timeout or they said he left the bag before the pitch reached past the plate, but either way, they send Brody Hall back to first base. We'll see if he tries to run again, and he doesn't on that pitch, but it's a ball to Travers. The count is 2-0. Jenny and Chris watching Isabel Laureano from West Volusia from Oviedo, Florida. This one hit into the outfield by Travers. And then the throw to third base gets away. That's going to let Brody Hall score from first. Travers makes it all the way to third on the throwing error. 9-0 Sebring leads over West Volusia. Just going to be a double for Travers. But then West Volusia tries to throw over to third base to get Brody Hall going from first to third. The throw ends up making it all the way to the fence on the third base side, letting Hall score from first base and letting Travers travel all the way around to third. That brings up Dalton Todd with 2 outs. Ball 1 on Todd. Josh Morgan stands on deck. He led off this second inning as Sebring threatens to bat around. This one swung on by Todd, but fouled into the backstop. First strike 1. Sebring was a loser yesterday to South Sumter, but they put up a great fight. They lost 16-15. Holmes County defeated this West Volusia today by a score of 10-0. This is a single right back up the middle for Todd. Will score the 10th run for Sebring, as that's an RBI single for Dalton Todd, who keeps the second inning going. As we have now batted around here, the Sebring side they've plated 9 runs in this inning, and that brings up Josh Morgan, the pitcher for Sebring, who walked earlier in this inning. That's 10 runs now for Sebring, is threatening to take second is Todd, but he turns around. As now Cameron Bates looks to get one more out to end the top of the second. It's 15 after, anywhere after 3, 10 after 4. So if Sebring wanted to end this game any earlier than in the 4th, they'd have to score 5 more runs. But at least now they're going to force West Volusia to have to at least get some runs in this game if they want to play the 5th and 6th inning. As Morgan gets his second at-bat of the inning. As this ball gets in the field, but already having turned around was Dalton Todd, so he has to stay at first. Todd's been threatening the steal multiple times. This ball just escaped into the outfield past the West Volusia second baseman. Next pitch comes in to Josh Morgan. This one gets behind the catcher, and Todd is able to take second base without a throw. J.J. Robles behind the mound, or behind the plate for this West Volusia team. Count on Josh Morgan is 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner on second is Dalton Todd. This one gets behind the plate for ball 4 and able to advance on the pass ball is Dalton Todd, and then Josh Morgan takes second with no throw. So now 2 in scoring position after the walk of Morgan for Chaz Waltman, who gets his second plate appearance inning. With 2 outs and 2 in scoring position, the first pitch is a ball. You might think 9 runs is a lot for 1 inning, but actually yesterday this Sebring team plated 10 runs in the 3rd. So they still haven't matched their highest run total for an inning in this state tournament so far. They've only plated 9 so far. We'll see if they can match that or maybe top it here as the next pitch bounces to the plate for ball 2. They do have 2 in scoring positions. Could actually top their highest run total inning for this state tournament. See if Chaz Waltman can hit one here as he watches ball 3 too high, as Sebring again threatens to load the bases here in the top of the 2nd with 2 outs. Three balls, strikes. This one hit, hot shot down the third base line. It gets past West Volusia's third baseman, number 2, Jorge Lagarreta, and 2 come in to score. Sebring 12, West Volusia 0, as they now have their highest scoring inning in this state tournament, as they've plated 11 so far in the 2nd. 2 RBI double for Waltman. Brings home 2 runs. And West Volusia leads by a score of 12-0. Their 11th run scored in this inning. And that brings up Nelson Morales, who singled earlier in this inning and picked up an RBI. First pitch swung on, fouled back by Morales for strike 1. Remember, the run limits is 15 after 3 innings or 10 anywhere after 4. So we definitely will get the next few innings in. You also make sure that you have to remember every batter has to bat for each side. So West Volusia went 3 up, 3 down in that first inning. So 9 batters still have to come to the plate for West Volusia if this game gets even more out of hand. Hard hit to the shortstop. Ball gets away from West Volusia's shortstop. No play is going to be made at any base. Runners at the corners for Sebring. 2 outs after the single for Morales. That brings up Chase Vaughn. He hit a double and brought home 2 to score earlier in this inning. 11 runs have come across so far in this 3rd inning for Sebring. We're in the top of the 2nd. 2 outs. See if Morales tries to take second here on this first pitch. He scampers down, and then he does go with no throw. 2 in scoring position again for Sebring. As Vaughn hits one down the right field line, but foul. As Cameron Bates remains on the mound for West Volusia. He took over earlier in this inning with no outs. He's picked up 2 of them so far, needs 1 more to end this 2nd. Chase Vaughn up to bat. Benny Bakar, the leadoff hitter, stands on deck. Ball bounces to the plate, but no ring. Runner is able to advance. Good block behind the plate by Jetsiel Robles to keep the runners where they're at. Next pitch comes in. This one too high and outside. Count is 2-2. Let's go, West Volusia. You got this from the Caldwells of Deltona. Thank you for that shout out, giving West Volusia a little pick-me-up here in the top of the second inning. Thank you for joining us for our coverage here. Even after our 5-hour rain delay, we're finally getting this game in as a full count now on Chase Vaughn. There's going to be a meeting on the mound for West Volusia as they're going to go and talk to Cameron Bates on the mound. Looks like they are going to leave him out there on the mound to try to get this last out of the second inning. Full count on Chase Vaughn. A walk would load the bases. A strikeout would end the inning, but this is a walk and the ball gets past the catcher. Number 17, Chaz Waltman, comes home to score. And moving up to third is Morales, and taking second is Chase Vaughn. So that's a walk for Vaughn. And 2 stay in scoring position for Sebring as they now lead 13-0 over West Volusia. Benny Bakar comes back up. He hit a sac fly earlier in this inning for the second out. So there looks to be a conference on between. It looks like they're going to say ball 4 so the runners can't advance. They're going to send Morales back to second. They're going to bring Waltman back out of the dugout, so that means the run comes off the board. And it's just going to be bases loaded for Sebring with 2 outs. As because it was ball 4, the runners were not able to advance via the walk. But this one, hot shot back up the middle by Bakar. And West Volusia not able to step on second in time and get Morgan hustling for second, as that one was hit right at second base, but the shortstop just couldn't handle it. So now there's the 13th run for Sebring on an RBI single by Bakar. Almost a great play made out there by the West Volusia shortstop. He was just unable to corral that ball and step on second. Good piece of hustling there by Josh Morgan as the first pitch to 99 Brody Hall was fouled back. So the inning continues for Sebring as they lead 13-0. Ball 1 to Brody Hall. 1-1 the count after he fouled off the first pitch. Trishy from DeLand, Florida says, hang in there, West Volusia. Plenty of time left. Go Cameron Bates. She's rooting out there for the pitcher of West Volusia as he tries to get this last out. This one hit into left field by Brody Hall. 1 run comes in. Here comes the second. And Benny Bakar hustles in. And he's going to be safe at home. That's 3 runs. The play at third base. Safe with the triple is Brody Hall as he clears the bases for Sebring. A 3 RBI triple for Brody Hall. Makes the score Sebring 16, West Volusia nothing. For Nate Arnon, who gets his second plate appearance in this inning. This one, hot shot down the third base line, gets under the glove of West Volusia's third baseman, Jorge Lagarreta, who looked a little frustrated that ball got under his glove. That's the 17th. Sebring their 16th run in this inning. As Bates looks a little frustrated out there on the mound as he's been unable to pick up this last and final out of this inning. Sebring just keeps hitting around with 2 outs. Swung on the first pitch. Number 91, Cole Travers, hits one into the gap. He's going to hustle into second. The play's going to be close. got him in a rundown, and this inning's over. Cole Travers hits a single but gets thrown out trying to take second, and that's going to end our inning. Mercifully here in Marianna. As coming back up to bat is West Volusia, and they're going to have to get the bats going in the bottom of the second as they trail Sebring by a score now of 17-0, as Sebring scores 16 runs in the second inning. They send 14 batters to the plate, and they scored 16 runs. Hold on, I think I got that wrong. Nope, 20 batters get sent to the plate by Sebring in that inning. Had to figure out how I scored that one. 20 batters come to the plate, 16 runs come across in the second, and Sebring leads 17-0 over West Volusia. West Volusia is going to have to get the bats going like they have it so far in this state tournament if they want any chance of staying alive here. They went 3 up, 3 down in that first inning. Is after a really long time, Josh Morgan retakes the mound for Sebring. Enford Sase, number 34 for West Volusia, gets to take the batter's box first. Josh Morgan got 2 strikeouts in that bottom of the first and a flyout. We'll see if West Volusia can get their first hit here. It may come as a surprise to you how affordable it is to have JockJive Sports provide coverage of your sporting event or sports team with quality streaming, offering a national and international platform to show off your school or sport. We provide everything from youth sports to NCAA Division I, literally in every part of the country. Large productions or small, or huge, we can and have done it all. Put JockJive Sports to work for you. Email info@jockjive.com. As this offense is going to have to come now and start coming quick. If West Volusia wants to have a chance here in this game, they got shut out yesterday by Holmes County 10-0. Sebring jumps all over them in 2 innings, and the score 17-0 here in Marianna. We'll see if the bats can get hot for West Volusia and they can make this game interesting here. Not if Josh Morgan has anything to say about it, as he starts off the bottom of the second inning with a strike on Enford Sase. Only 2 hits yesterday for this West Volusia team. Sase did not pick up one of them. He walked both of his times to the plate. 0-1 pitch outside for ball 1. This one, ball 4 to Sase. as he has 3 at-bats in this state tournament. And all 3 of them, he has been on base with a walk. That brings up Messiah Connor, number 10. He was hit by pitch and picked up one of the 2 hits for West Volusia yesterday as he singled in the 4th. Travers tries to pick off Sase from being too far away from first base. But the throw over there not in time. This one swung on and fouled down the right field line by Connor. He's going to have to retake the plate. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. First base runner of the day for West Volusia comes via the walk. This one swung on into the gap. That's going to land for a single. Headed for third base is Sase, but he's going to be thrown out trying to take third. And that's going to be the first out of our inning. Staying at first is Connor with the single. Just trying to be aggressive on the base passes. West Volusia, as they're trailing by 17 runs, but that time it came back to hurt them, as Sase was gunned down in between second and third base on a good throw. That brings up number 2, the third baseman, Jorge Lagarreta. He only had 1 plate appearance yesterday, and he struck out as he swings through the first pitch. 0-1 pitch. This one hit softly down the right field line, but foul. Lagarreta a little ahead of that one off the front of his bat. Foul down first base. That was just unfortunate there for West Volusia. Kind of same as yesterday when Robles hit that double when they were down by 10 runs. Or hit the single one when they were down by 10 runs, and they tried to stretch it into a double when he got thrown out. Strike 3 goes down swinging is Lagarreta for the second out. Shout out to Brody Hall and Sebring. Great job from his Aunt Dee Dee in Valrico, Florida. Thank you for that shout out. I'm sure Brody Hall will like to hear it when he goes back and watches the game later. Strike 1 on Cameron Bates, number 88. Takes his first pitch. He walked in his only plate appearance yesterday against Holmes County. This one hit back up the middle into the gap. Hustling for third base is Connor, but he's going to have to head back to second. He's in the rundown. No play made at second base. Connor will be safe at second. That's a single for Cameron Bates, as there's now runners on first and second with 2 outs for West Volusia as they look to get something here. James Shamensky comes to the plate. He struck out in his only plate appearance yesterday. Can West Volusia muster some runs here with a 2-out rally in the bottom of the second? Ball 1 into Shamensky. Standing on second base is Messiah Connor. On Bates on first, as now have already matched their hit total from yesterday as West Volusia. 2 hits already through 2 innings, but they find themselves down by 17 runs. 1-1 the count, and swung through the third pitch is Shamensky, and he's down 1 ball to 2 strikes. Looking for his 4th strikeout of the game is Morgan. He's not going to get it there as that pitch is out of the zone. Count even at 2. Ball outside, ball 3. Count full on Shamensky. Next pitch will decide if we have a bases loaded for West Volusia or the end of the second inning. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swung through, strike 3, 4th strikeout for West Volusia. Ends the threat. We head to the top of the third. Sebring leading West Volusia by a score of 17-0. When we come back on JockJive.com, we'll continue with this game. Sebring leading West Volusia for 17-0. I'm Anthony Crum here with JockJive.com. We'll be right back.
May not know about JockJive. We're one of the nation's premier sports production companies. From audio only to full-scale video productions, we can do it all. Our list of clients is continuing to grow and includes the Southwestern Athletic Conference, Gulf South Conference, NJCAA, Georgia Collegiate Athletic Association, Alabama Community College Conference, Perfect Game, Great American Rivalries, youth sports like Dixie, American Legion, Babe Ruth, plus a litany of high schools, junior colleges, and more. We've worked with names I bet you recognize, like Johnny Manziel, Trent Dilfer, Doug Williams, Monty Coleman, and more. And we travel to practically every part of the country, from New York to California, Florida to Minnesota, and everywhere in between. Here's another thing you may not know. We are ready to come to work for you. That's right, we have a package to fit practically every budget. Just go to JockJive.com and us to get international coverage for your next sporting event. Your athletes deserve the best. They deserve JockJive.
Welcome back, everyone, as we are set for the third inning here in Marietta of our AAA Traditional Division State Tournament. This game between Sebring and West Volusia. Sebring scored run in the first and 16 in the second as they lead it 17-0 over West Volusia. No matter what, as we get to the bottom of the inning, West Volusia is going to have to score some runs as the run limit is 15 after 3 innings. As long as every batter for West Volusia has batted, they have 4 batters left in their lineup. So if all 4 of them come up and they're still down by more than 17 runs, this game will be over. So Sebring adds more runs here. Could make the comeback very difficult for the West Volusia team. Winner moves on, loser goes home. The winner of this game will be playing tomorrow at 11 a.m. against the winner of Spring Hill American in either Holmes County or South Sumter. So no matter what, that's going to be a good game between those two teams, so make sure you're back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. for that game. After this, we will have that Holmes County and South Sumter game right here on JockJive.com on this field. So if you're wanting to know who you're going to play, or just a fan of Dixie Youth Baseball, or just a fan of JockJive, make sure you stay around with us here. Leading off this third inning is Dalton Todd as he fouls the first pitch back for strike 1. Still on the mound for West Volusia is Cameron Bates. So we're about an hour into this first game here, ball 1. That one gets away from Bates and over the head of the catcher. Now behind the plate for West Volusia is Kyle Yasis, number 00. Todd gets a good swing on this one. Hits it into the gap between the right fielder and the center fielder. This one rolls to the fence. He's digging for 2. Going to be a close play. And he's out at second base. That's a leadoff single for Todd, but he's thrown out at second. Good throw by Volusia to get Todd out and try to hamper any rally by this Sebring team. That brings up number 18, Josh Morgan. He's 0 for 0 on the day. He walked in both of his first 2 plate appearances. This is a blooper into center field, and that one's going to get down for a single. Morgan swings at the first pitch, and he's on first with the 1-out single for Sebring. Number 17, Chaz Waltman. 20 batters came to the plate in that second inning for Sebring, a part of their 16-run explosion in the last inning. See if they can add any runs here. They scored 1 in the first and 16 in the second. The bottom of the lineup, again, really comes through for this Sebring team. This one hit to left field by Morgan. It drops in for a single. That's going to put Morgan on first and move Waltman to second. Actually put Waltman on first and moved Morgan to second. I said that one backwards. So that brings up number 6, Nelson Morales, with 2 on base and 1 out for Sebring. Morales swings at the first pitch. This gets under the glove of the shortstop for West Volusia. Number 12, Isaiah Cruz, can't make the play. And the bases are loaded for Sebring with 1 out after 3 straight singles by this Sebring team. That brings up number 9, Chase Vaughn. He doubled in 2 RBIs in his first at-bat and walked in his second at-bat. Bases loaded for Sebring with only 1 out. Strike 1 on Vaughn as he watches the first pitch. No balls, 1 strike on Vaughn. Good stop behind the plate on that outside pitch by Kyle to keep the runners where they are at their bases. For the first ball, this at bat, 1 ball, 1 strike on Vaughn. 1-1 pitch coming in from Bates. Ball 2. Another good stop by Kyle behind the plate. He's keeping the ball in front of him so far, holding these runners where they're at. Cameron Bates needs to find the strike zone here. 1 out with the bases loaded for Sebring as they're leading West Volusia by a score of 17-0. Ball 3 to Vaughn. Three balls, 1 strike to Vaughn. No spot to put him here for Bates, as he needs to throw a strike or he'll walk a run in. This one swung on by Vaughn, lifted into left field, and that catch is made by West Volusia. Tagging up and scoring from third base, though, is Josh Morgan. Good sliding catch made out there in left field by this West Volusia team for the second out of the inning. Tagging up for third base for Sebring's 18th run is Josh Morgan. That's a sac fly for Chase Vaughn. The runners for Sebring all move up. Moving to third base is Chaz Waltman. To second base is Morales. That brings up the top of the order with Benny Bakar. He's 1 for 3 on the day, or actually 1 for 2. He picked up a strikeout, a sac fly, and a single in his first 3 plate appearances. This one hit into right field by Bakar. That's going to bring home 1 run and a second run for West Volusia. Bakar with the 2 RBI double. Here in this third inning, makes the score Sebring 20, West Volusia 0. So if we head to the bottom of the third, West Volusia is going to have to score at least 6 runs to keep this game going. Their 4 batters will all get a chance to bat, though. Curtis Warren, Isaiah Cruz, Tyler Owens, and Kyle Yase a chance to a bat no matter what. We have to play an extra inning to do so. We will do that here with Sebring leading West Volusia by a score of 20-0. We've got 2 outs here in the top of the third as Cameron Bates looks for the last out. This is where West Volusia struggled in the last inning, just picking up that last out. Number 99, Brody Hall, is at the plate. He hit a 3 RBI triple in his last plate appearance, as there's a strike on Hall. Here comes the next pitch into Hall. as this one is ball forward. Actually got behind the catcher, but no one's able to advance. Bases reloaded for Sebring. That brings up Nate Arnon. It looks like we might have a pitching change here for West Volusia with 2 outs in the top of the third, as that's going to end the day for Cameron Bates. It was a frustrating outing, but good job by the young man as he looks to head to shortstop to battle through, even though the scoreboard isn't going his way. Try to figure out who's coming to the mound now. Got to wait till I see a number, and there it is, number 34, Enfert Sase comes to the mound. He actually pitched yesterday against County, as West Volusia needs 1 out to get out of this inning. Trailing Sebring by a score of 20-0. Bases are loaded for number 8, the left fielder for Sebring, Nate Arnon. He walked his first time to the plate, flew out in the second, and also singled in the second. This is going to be his 4th plate appearance. Sebring is threatening to bat around in 2 straight innings here. West Volusia can't pick up an out in the next 2 batters. Dalton Todd in the hole. Led off this inning, actually with a single, but got thrown out at second base trying to make it a double. After today's game is over, you can watch the action again and again on JockJive.com. Go to the same spot you watch the live coverage and watch the archives. Or if you want a DVD of any game of the Florida Dixie Youth Baseball AAA Traditional Division State Tournament, email info@JockJive.com and we'll get that process starting for you. Coming up in July on JockJive.com, we have Florida and Alabama Dixie Youth Baseball, the Dixie Youth World Series events, the Dixie Baseball State Tournaments, and so much more. Plus this fall, SWAC football, soccer, volleyball, Tuskegee football, Georgia military, college football, the Great American Rivalries, high school football, the ACC Game of the Week, and more. A litany of reasons you need to come back to JockJive.com often. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top third. Sebring leads 20-0 over West Volusia. Taking over on the mound is Enfert Sase. He will be facing off with number 8, Arnon, at the plate. West Volusia needs 1 more out to get out of this inning. 3 runs have already scored, and Sebring's threatening for more with the bases loaded. First pitch. Actually, it looks like we're going to have a substitution. Arnon is not going to bat. Jamarcus Gomez is going to get in place of him as he watches strike 1. Good to see Sebring getting those subs in for a second plate appearance. They don't often get a second plate appearance in games, so we'll see Gomez get the bat here. He actually singled his 1 time up in that second inning and brought home an RBI with his swing. The count is 1-1 now. They're here in the 3rd inning. Sebring leading 20-0 over West Volusia. This one swung on by Gomez, hit into right field. That one's going to get down for a single. 1 run will score, and here comes 2 as Bakar scores from second. Two RBI single for Sebring's Jamarcus Gomez, who has a 2-for-2 day with 2 RBIs. And the score is now 22-0. Sebring over West Volusia. We'll see who gets the appearance now at the plate. Cole Travers will get the plate appearance now for Sebring. As the score now, Sebring 22, West Volusia 0 in the top of the third. This one gets behind Travers, but a good stop behind the plate by Kyle Yases to keep the runners from advancing for Sebring. This ball bounces to the plate for another ball. Two balls, one strike on Travers. Ball 3. 3-1 the count. Good crowd on hand on both sides for Sebring and West Volusia. Good to see all these fans out here watching their sons and daughters competing for this state tournament, as this one hit by Travers into center field. And that's going to be an RBI single, as scoring from second, I believe, was Brody Hall. And that's 23-0 Sebring over West Volusia. That brings up Dalton Todd, who led off this inning, as batting around again. Sebring. First pitch gets behind the batter and the catcher. Moving up to second and third are the two base runners for Sebring. So now two in scoring position for Dalton Todd, who gets his second appearance of this inning. He singled in his first one, but was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. As our score is Sebring 23, West Volusia 0. Next pitch. Coming into Todd, or 0-0 with the bright yellow helmet. He swings on it, hit down the third base line, and they're going to try to make the tag in between second and third. The tag is made out there by Lagaretta. On, I believe that would have been Gomez out there at second base. But anyway, the third out is made in this top of the third. Sebring brings 6 runs across in the third inning, and they lead this one by a score of 23-0. West Volusia is going to need a major comeback in this bottom of the third inning if they want to keep this game going. They're going to have to get the lead under 15 runs. So about 8 runs will be needed. We're going to have a new pitcher for Sebring here before we start the bottom of the third. Every batter for West Volusia will get to bat. So if they go 3 up, 3 down, we will most likely play one more inning. Taking over behind the plate will be the old pitcher Josh Moore. Taking the mound for Sebring will be number 26, Nelson Morales. The second pitcher on the day for this Sebring team, Josh Morgan, pitches 2 innings. Strikes out 4 batters, gives up 2 hits, and walks 1. No runs against him. His offense definitely helped him out with 1 run in the first, 16 in the second, and 6 in the third. As they lead Russia by a score of 23-0 here in this one. Do you need a sports fix 24/7, whether live or archived? You can get it on JockJive.com. We have multiple channels with multiple sporting events and shows from practically every level of competition. There's ACCC, GCAA, Georgia Military Channel, DYB, Dixie Baseball, Georgia Highland Softball channels, and so much more. JockJive.com for those with insatiable sports appetite. Our game after this will be Holmes County and South Sumter, the two teams that defeated these teams to send them to the losers bracket. So it should be a pretty good game coming up after this one. Hope you join us for that game. The winner of that one will go on to face Spring Hill. The loser will actually play again on Tuesday. Actually, I was wrong on the bracket. So the winner of this game will go on to face Mariana. We actually know who these teams will play next. And the loser of this game will be eliminated. Our next game will be between Holmes County and the winner of that one will face Spring Hill American. The loser of that one will face the winner of Mariana and either Sebring or West Volusia. As we're ready for the bottom of the third here, West Volusia is going to have to make some magic with their bats to keep this one going. Number 11, Curtis Warren, comes to the plate. They'll have to get this lead under 15 runs for us to play the fourth inning. Strike one on Warren. If all the West Volusia batters are able to come to bat. Strike two on Warren is finding the strike zone early and often. Is the new pitcher for Sebring, Nelson Morales. Strike three, 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Curtis Warren goes down swinging for the first out of this inning. That brings up Isaiah Cruz, number 12. Pitching free and loose is Morales out there on the mound. His first time up. Strike one on Cruz as he swings to the first pitch. Four straight strikes thrown by Morales. As strike two, Cruz swings through another one. As another West Volusia batter is down 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back by Cruz. Good swing there by Cruz to make contact with that one as he tries to stay alive here in this at-bat. Oh, 0-2 pitch too low for ball one, the first ball thrown by Morales makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch swung on, strike three. Cruz goes down swinging for the second out. Cruz comes in, faces 2, strikes out 2 for number 4, Tyler Owens. Owens swings to the first pitch for strike one. Swinging through the second pitch is Owens as Morales is 1 strike away from striking out the side here in the bottom of the third. Strike three. Morales goes down swinging to end the bottom of the third. And it looks like they're have elected to just let Kyle Yase's bat so we don't have to play a whole nother inning here. So this at-bat really doesn't matter. No matter what happens, the game will end with the Sebring winning by a score of 23-0 over West Volusia. But instead of having a whole nother West Volusia or Sebring batting order to just let Kyle Yaces bat, we'll let him bat here with 3 outs in the bottom of the third. Strike 1 on Yaces. Strike 2 on Yaces. As Morales goes for 4 strikeouts in 1 inning. Something you don't see very often. 0-2 pitch. Swung on, strike 3, and that will end the game. Sebring defeats West Volusia by a score of 23-0. As they will advance to face Mariana tomorrow at 11 a.m. Our next game will be Holmes County and South Sumter. We hope you join us for that one here on JockJive.com. There will be a ceremony for West Volusia after this game, as they have been eliminated for this tournament. So I will stay on the air so you can watch that. I'll just turn my mic down and let you listen to the PA announcer. But your final here is 23-0. Sebring over West Volusia for Anthony Crum on JockJive.com. I thank you for watching this first game with us, and we hope you stick around for the next one. See you later.
You can call him JJ. Yeah, that's it. Jorge Lagaretta. James Shabinsky. Loriano, I think. Yeah, Loriano.
Complete our coverage here as Sebring will be moving on in this tournament. West Volusia has been unfortunately eliminated. We thank them for their good play and good sportsmanship here in Dixie Youth Baseball. But that's the end of this one. Sebring wins 23-0 over West Volusia. Anthony Crum, JockJive.com. We hope you stick around for our next game between South Sumter and Holmes County. Hope to see you later.